So they used to say that if you built a better mousetrap, the world would be the path to your door. Now, I don't know if that's still true, but there's no question in my mind that this is the best portable music stand that I've ever used, and in this video, I'll show you why I say that. If you're new here, my name is Chase Sanborn, and on this channel I share things that I've learned as a lifelong jazz trumpet player. Now, I'm not a reviewer per se, but from time to time a company reaches out with an offer to review a product that might be of interest to the people who watch my videos. Now, I'm only inclined to review products that I think may be of interest or benefit to me, and therefore to you. So when Christine from a California-based company called KraftGeek asked if I'd be interested in reviewing this music stand, first I went online to check it out. Based on what I could see and read, it seemed like an innovative design from a company that specializes in products for creative people like musicians and artists and content creators. And honestly, I think they hit it out of the park with this one. It's exceeded my expectations in just about every way. As a point of comparison, I'll use this stand from Yamaha. It's built along the lines of the venerable Hamilton folding stand, but with a number of design improvements, and it's been my go-to portable stand for years. I even used to sell them. The Yamaha breaks down into two pieces, which nestle together and then slip into a nylon carrying pouch. The Yamaha really needs to be stored in its bag because of the two-piece design and because there's a bunch of relatively fragile bits sticking out. The KraftGeek is a one-piece design that folds down to a pretty solid structure that seems like it would be just fine if you tossed it in a bag or a trap case. So I don't think the optional case is strictly necessary, but it does have room for accessories, which I'll talk about later, and a shoulder strap that could be helpful. To set up the Yamaha, you unfold the legs and then tighten a screw to set them at the preferred stance. Then you unfold the desk and set the angle with a cogwheel, then slide the stem into the base. The height can then be adjusted with two screws from 24 to 48 inches from the floor to the shelf. On the KraftGeek, you just unfold the desk and then a friction screw maintains the angle. The legs are extended by pushing down a collar, and then the height is adjusted by just pulling or pushing three telescoping sections, giving you a range of 18 to 52 inches. Now, the desk is the most innovative part of the KraftGeek design. It looks weird in the pictures, but it really does work. Once you unfold the shelf and the upper support arms, then the middle support rotates into position. That arm can be extended horizontally, and it has page clips at the ends. The upper support can then be adjusted up and down depending on the height of the music. On the KraftGeek, you've got up to 18 inches of horizontal support and 15 inches of vertical support. The Yamaha provides 17 inches of horizontal support and only 8 inches of vertical support. The tubular legs on the Yamaha are about 3/8 of an inch in diameter. On the KraftGeek, the half-round legs are more than an inch in diameter, so that provides a more solid footing. The vertical tubes on the Yamaha have a maximum diameter of 5/8 of an inch, while on the KraftGeek, it's 1 inch, so that's quite a bit beefier as well. You'd have to decide for yourself whether weight or stability is the more important consideration, but if it's the latter, well, there's really no comparison. To give an example, I'll use this book, which is 12 inches high and nearly 3.5 pounds. On the Yamaha, the book extends 5 inches above the top rail and the stand feels very wobbly. On the KraftGeek, the book is fully supported at the top. There's still some wobble, but the base of the stand feels less like it will topple over. Now these days, I'm more likely to be using a large iPad on stage than printed music. The Yamaha holds up the iPad, but it's tippy and I don't trust it. The KraftGeek stand is more stable overall, and the hinged page clips do a good job of clamping the iPad to the stand, so I'm a lot more confident with this one. So starting with each stand in its bag and working at a normal pace, it took me 36 seconds to set up the Yamaha and 16 seconds to set up the KraftGeek. Getting them back in the bag took 46 seconds for Yamaha and 20 seconds for the KraftGeek. Now, admittedly, that kind of time savings is relatively insignificant, but the design of the KraftGeek makes it not only more stable, but twice as quick to set up or break down. Now, aside from the case, there are two other accessories for the KraftGeek. The first is a phone clip that attaches below the shelf and a light that attaches at the top. Both use a standard 1/4-inch screw connection. The phone clip is similar to others that I've seen, but it's well made and it can securely hold the phone in both vertical and horizontal orientation. Now I can see myself using it to display a set list below the music. The light illuminates fairly well, but it's no match for the Lotus light, which is my personal favorite. These shots were taken in the worst possible situation, a pitch dark room. Now to be fair, the Lotus light costs roughly 4 times what the KraftGeek does, and it's a fair bit bulkier to transport. The Lotus light uses a rechargeable lithium battery, while the KraftGeek takes AA's, but it also has a USB-C input, so you could use a portable power bank. While the KraftGeek light screws in, the Lotus light clamps onto a typical stand. Now, I actually didn't think it was going to work on the KraftGeek stand, but I was able to clamp it on the top support. Truth be told, however, The book and the Lotus light pushed the weight capacity of the KraftGeek to the point that it slowly started to slip down. The price, of course, is going to vary depending on where you're located and when you watch this video. You'll find a discount code in the description that'll work on the KraftGeek website, and it's worth comparing that price to what you see on Amazon, which at time of filming has the stand priced at $70 US. Now, you can buy a portable stand for a lot less, although as I recall, the Yamaha was at least that much. I don't think they make that model anymore. In any case, given the design and the build quality of the KraftGeek, $70 seems pretty fair to me. Now, Amazon also has a package that includes the stand plus the case, the light, and the phone clip. That's currently priced at $150, and a buyer would have to question whether the 3 accessories are worth more than the stand itself, but at least the choice is yours. So as you can tell, I'm pretty knocked out overall with this stand, and I'm happy to have it as part of my travel kit. Let me know in the comments what you think and if there's anything you want to know that I haven't covered here. And as always, if you like content that's related to music, there's a lot of it on this channel, and there's more coming all the time, so you know what to do.